Twins start the second half with a loss to the worst team in baseball. Final score in Colorado tonight, 6-4. Full deep dive coming up next. Minnesota Twins postcast.
This is the Twins postcast. Your instant game reaction for the Minnesota Twins. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What's going on? Back in the lab, back at it. Another Minnesota Twins postcast right here. Locked On Sports Minnesota Network. Your team every day. Luke Inman at Luke_Spinman. Got my main man with me, Theo Tollefson. Give him a follow on X at Theodore Tollef1. Twins expert over at Zone Coverage MN. Theo, before we get into the game, before we start venting about what we just witnessed tonight, All-Star Week, Buxton's moment under the sun at the Derby, the game itself. What'd you think, being an elite MLB mind? Highlights, lowlights, what'd you make of the 2025 break, kind of just in general?
It was good to see Buxton put up a fight in the home run derby. And, I think some fans would have been a lot more concerned about his health status if he won it all. So I think he put up a respectable fight in it. Mm-hmm. And I think fans can be happy with that. Joe Ryan finally had a good inning in Atlanta. 10 pitches, 2 strikeouts. And, none of the American League earned runs were on him, so we can take that. And then Buxton started the rally that tied the thing. Am I a fan of this home run derby format to win the game if it goes tied into extras? Not really, but because it's an exhibition game. Yeah. No one's playing for anything. Yeah. If this was how it was a decade ago and you were still playing for home field advantage in the World Series, then I wouldn't be for it. But
a little different.
Because there was no harm, no foul, no competitive. The players are still competitive, but it's like more of a loose, fun competitive.
Yeah, loosey-goosey for sure. For sure.
So I was like, okay, this is something new. We see how it is once. Not bad, but if the All-Star Game's more competition in the future, then don't do it again.
Lots to get into. Biggest turning point from tonight. What went wrong? Plus what we'll be talking about going into tomorrow. But first, quick reminder, tonight's episode brought to us by Game Time. Game Time. Download the Game Time app. Create an account. Use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Quick little recap if you missed it. Wasn't good back from the All-Star break. Supposed to be loose, fresh, ready to roll. Chris Paddack was not, however. Starts the game out with not 2, not 3, 4 straight extra base hits. Double, triple, 2-run home run. All of a sudden, you're down 4-0 in Colorado quick. Byron Buxton, he stays hot. Solo shot. 22nd of the year. That was fun to see. Willie Castro gave him some life. That was the top of the 7th inning. Monster 3-run blast to straightaway center. They got it measured at 439. Felt like it was even longer. 6-4 in the top of the 7th. Things stayed that way until the end. Willie Castro had a chance at the end. Ryan Jeffers on first, down 2, tying run at the plate. Willie strikes out to end the game in the 9th. They lose game 1 to the Rockies, obviously. The top of the order was good. The Twins 6, 7, 8, 9 hitters, 0 for 11 tonight. 6-4, that's your final. 47-50 now on the year. 3 games below 500. Start like we always do. Kind of your top 2, 3 biggest takeaways, kind of your 8 topics. What stuck out the most tonight?
Yeah, Paddack just got jumped on pretty early here tonight, and that was really the separator in this game. If he doesn't give up that as many runs early, then maybe we are looking at a Twins victory. But, the Rockies bats came out hot out of the All-Star break, literally. Mm-hmm. So that does it. And then we still have these hitters who look lost to the plate. Lewis Kieman, those 6 through 8 guys who went 0 for 11. I don't know what else there is to it. He looks like he's running better, but everything with his timing at the plate is just off, and they can't have that. This is the one series they're supposed to sweep all year, and they're not even going to get that. That's concerning. And a big part of that is, they left a lot of runners in scoring position tonight, and that they were 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position.
Not good.
And that's what killed them.
Yeah. 100%. Let's get perfect transition. Let's get into our biggest turning point from
time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
You hit it right on the head, right? Worst start imaginable coming out of the All-Star break, watching 4 extra base hits to start a baseball game to the worst team in Major League Baseball right now. Chris Paddack get shelled. And again, they're down 4-0. Is it that easy? Was it that simple? Just being down that early, or was it so early that there was another maybe turning point that could have went the Twins' way?
I think they had some turning points, as I mentioned, 1 for 8 and with runners in scoring position. I think the 6 looked like a very strong opportunity for them to do so, but that was really where it got away from them, where they could have had an opportunity to jump on Kyle Freeland, and they didn't. So, yeah, I'm going to say that top of the 6th inning was where they should have been able to, if not tie this game, get it within 1 run. I think it was 4-3 at that point, but they couldn't even do that.
Plenty more deep dive coming. Nerdy stat of the day. That's all coming up right after this. Quick reminder, tonight's episode brought to us by FanDuel. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, official sportsbook partner of the MLB. Right now, FanDuel is giving you a chance at a huge return. $150 in bonus bets guaranteed when you win your first $5 wager. Why I love FanDuel. When you get the hunch in the middle of the game, go check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more, all on the same page where you place your bets. Again, $150 in bonus bets guaranteed when you hit your first $5 wager. Go check it all out over at FanDuel.com. Get them some MLB future action if you dare. Twins sitting at plus 680 right now to win the AL Central. It's all sitting up over at FanDuel.com. Again, check it all out over at FanDuel.com and get $150 in bonus bets guaranteed when you win your first $5 bet. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook and official sportsbook partner of the MLB. All right, nerdy stat of the day. Any crazy stat, crazy analytic, Twins related, could be from tonight, the first half of the season, whatever it may be.
Well, it's going to be from tonight. A week ago, the Twins fans had an exciting cycle watch that came true with Byron Buxton. The Rockies fans had one sign of hope for once this season with Jason Beck on cycle watch. I think through his first 3 at-bats, the only thing he was missing was a double. And fortunately, the Twins keep their cycle-less streak against them going. The last time the Twins had a cycle hit against them was back in 2012. And fortunately, it was a Hall of Famer who did it against them, Adrian Beltre, when he was on the Texas Rangers, August 24th, 2012. The Twins were in Texas. They were shut out 8-0, and Adrian Beltre just went off and had himself a cycle. So fortunately, it remains a almost 14-year drought for opposing teams to have a cycle against them, but it came close tonight.
Beltre, that dude was a stud. You don't forget about the studs, but now I'm thinking back to his prime, his peak. He was an absolute
If you want to have the
while.
prime example of a guy who was much better in his 30s than his 20s, it's him.
Yeah.
Let's just hope that's maybe rubbing off on Byron Buxton right now.
Yeah, let's hope. Let's get into what we'll be talking about when it comes to the Minnesota Twins moving forward.
This is what you'll be talking about.
I'm going to try to look at this glass half full because, again, we could sit here and vent and gripe about what just happened tonight, as we should, by the way. No excuses to lose this game. There's just absolutely not. Worst team in Major League Baseball, on pace to be worst team in Major League Baseball history. But, we're officially in the second half of the season. They almost crawled all the way back to 500. Now they're dwindling back down again, 3 games below. I asked CJ this before the All-Star break. I want to ask you, when you think back to preseason expectations, I know it feels like a long time ago now, give me your good, better, best when it comes to players who've impressed you, just you specifically, the most this year, guys whose stock is just kind of pointing up in 2025.
Well, Buxton can easily take the best.
Mm-hmm.
I think Simeon's Woods Richardson is in that better category, especially since he got recalled from AAA St. Paul.
Yeah.
That has been a really good stretch since he pitched in his hometown of Houston on, I think that was June 12th, that Sunday game that they had there. Yeah. He's just been on a roll since then. And then just good. I'm going to go with Ryan Jeffers, even though he hasn't had the outstanding numbers. I mean, he's still been a stable bat in this lineup. It's not exactly what people have been expecting from him, but he's still a slightly above average hitting catcher in the league, which at that position, you're going to take anyone you can get that's hitting above average compared to the rest of the league. And he still fits into that category pretty well. So I think those are the three off the top of my head. I know there are a few other guys we could definitely put in there, like Louis Varland could definitely fit in the better or best category. Same with Brock Stewart. I mean, we could just go off the roster, but we'll stick with Buxton, Woods Richardson, and Jeffers.
I like it. Now let's flip the switch. Glass half empty. A lot of pressure now to go win 2 out of 3. And granted, I mean, if you want to be taken seriously, you got to go win 2 out of 3. Let's say they don't. What are we talking about going into this Dodgers series right after that?
Well, let's just hope they win 2 out of 3 so they can win 1 out of 3 in LA. Yeah. I think that's kind of been the expectation. I mean, this was the one to really jumpstart. I mean, the Nationals they'll have after the Dodgers, which is still going to be a crummy team, and you will have the slight home field advantage to maybe get a sweep, but they've had plenty of opportunities to do that so far this season and kind of fallen short since that 13-game winning streak. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, it's do or die winning 2 games against the worst team in baseball, which, you feel like you should be saying at this point in the season. But when you lose the first game of the second half to a team that's going to be worse than the White Sox were last year, who you took 11 out of 12 against, you got to just take advantage of the opportunity. Unfortunately, you got Zebby Matthews returning, pitcher these Rockies hitters have never seen before, and you got Joe Ryan on the hill for Sunday. Obviously not the best ballpark for these guys to be pitching in, but you got the unknown working to your advantage against with these guys.
Absolutely. Let's take that one step further, a little bit more deep dive. Previews of game 2 and 3. That's all coming up right after this. Quick reminder, tonight's episode also brought to us by Prize Picks. Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app, now with more than 10 million members to date. For me and my money, by far the easiest, most exciting way to get in on all the action. While you watch your favorite sports, you watch your favorite players. So simple, too. All you got to do, you pick 2 or more player stats. You watch the winnings roll in, strikeouts, RBIs, home runs, stolen bases, base hits, you name it, they got it. Take your pick on more or less. Add them to your Prize Picks entry today. Plus, they now offer Apple Pay, quick and easy deposits into your account all season long. Download the Prize Picks app. Use code LOCKEDONMLB for $50 instantly with any $5 wager. All right, a little bit more deep dive where we left off here. Plenty of time to right the ship here. You still go take 2 or 3. Again, anything less just feels like a massive disappointment, though. So where does it have to start now? You talked about Zebby coming back on the mound. Who else has got to step up? And again, I mean, I'll ask you one more time. Where's the frustration level, I guess, if they actually lose this series and then have to go to L.A.? 6 in a row we got here on the road, West Coast trip. Got to go to L.A. And by the way, I can't remember, it was you or CJ told me, L.A. actually lost like 7 or 8 in a row as well. So maybe we're catching them at a good time as well.
Yeah, you might be catching them at a good time, but at the same time, it's the Dodgers, and they have spent so much money, and they have found so many different ways to win against this Twins club. Every year they've matched up against each other. So, maybe you're catching the right time, but I would, just take the view you've had, even if they are currently 3-7 in their last 10 games.
Still the Dodgers.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So you got to win these next 2 against the Rockies, no question. This is a road trip that you definitely needed to be 500, 3 of 3 either way. It was sweep the Rockies, lose all 3 to the Dodgers, but that's the bare minimum. That is still obtainable. Even 4 out of 6 is still obtainable. That's going to be a much harder challenge now that you've lost this opener. As I mentioned, Zebby's back tomorrow, which is going to be great. He was phenomenal with his start down in St. Paul on Sunday. Just a quick 4 innings, got 9 strikeouts in those 4.
Ooh.
So, yeah, I have better faith of his performance on the mound than what we saw from Paddack today. I'll also make note that Bailey Ober started his rehab assignment as well as Luke Keeschel with the Saints on the road today. Ober went 4. I think he struck out 4, gave up 3 hits, no walks. Velocity was still not as they would like it to be, but he was looking a lot better. I don't think he's going to be a one-and-done start. I think he's going to at least make 1 start in St. Paul when they're back home this next week. And Keeschel, I didn't see his numbers, unfortunately, but I don't think they're going to have him play 3 games and then return to the lineup and join them in LA. I think he's definitely going to be playing 3 games in St. Paul before the Twins are back home for their homestand to start against the Nationals. So there is some,
but nonetheless, we might get some Keyshaw action here pretty quick.
We might.
Yeah.
We might.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
Couple weeks, maybe.
I mean, we got 2 guys on rehab assignment. We got the trade deadline 2 weeks from yesterday. It's going to be a flurry of action on the roster moves for sure, but we'll see what happens here. But again, let's focus on tomorrow. Right now, we got Zebby back on the mound. Royce and Brooks, one of those 2 is definitely going to be in the starting lineup tomorrow. I don't know about Bader because it's righty on the mound for the Rockies. So I have to say Royce or Brooks, they got to go 2 for 4 tomorrow.
Got to step up.
One of those 2, they got to step up. They were huge holes here. They had big opportunities, and they just had some really bad at-bats tonight, and they need to turn it around tomorrow to really make this a big difference.
0 for 6, I want to say tonight, collectively between those 2, maybe 0 for 7. No way.
7, yep.
No way they can do that again in Colorado versus this team. No way that they're going to run that back copy-paste style tomorrow night. There's just no way.
They can't.
Twins start the second half with a loss to the worst team in the MLB, 6-4. That's your final in Colorado, 47-50 now on the year, getting 3 games below 500. Huge shout out to all you guys, all the everydayers out there that always make us your first listen. All you guys coming in the chat with us from game to game. Make sure you like and subscribe. Check out all of Theo's work on X at Theodore Tulloff1, plus all the work he's always putting up over at ZoneCoverageMN.com as well. Luke Inman on X at Luke_Spinman. Back here for game 2 tomorrow, 7:10. First pitch, same first pitch time in Colorado. We'll catch you right here, same time, same place. Until then, signing out.